Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Erickson TV. Curtis here with Lauren. Hello Lauren.
Hey Curtis, hey everybody.
Well Lauren, as you realize, we just finished a corporate extension deadline,
right.
which is the final due date for corporate returns and entities, and then coming up in about 4 weeks we have the personal extension deadline. And
right.
It seems interesting to me that a lot of our clients get our stuff to us right before that deadline. They're very deadline driven, and I think that would be one example of something that we're going to talk about: procrastination.
Procrastination, yeah. I wanted to talk today about procrastination and the way we put things in boxes in our brains. So they recently did a study that was one of these fascinating studies that shows very powerfully how our brains actually work. And it'll come as no surprise to anybody who's listened to me talk about this stuff that it turns out our brains do not function linearly. So here was the study. They had some farmers in India, and these farmers did not have bank accounts, and they were hoping that they would set up bank accounts. So they had them take a financial literacy class in the middle of 2010, and they were encouraged to set up a bank account, and they had a financial incentive to set up this account. So on one day, the farmers were told that they had until December 31st of 2010 to get all this finished.
Okay.
And then the very next day, they had a different group of farmers come in, substantially similar, and they were told they had until January 1st of 2011.
Okay.
So it was exactly 6 months in each case.
Okay.
But one group was told that they had until the end of 2010, whereas the other group was told they had until the beginning of 2011.
Okay. Basically 1 day difference.
1 day difference, right.
Yeah.
The group that was told them they had until the end of 2010, 32% of them started the process, and 28% of them completed the process.
Okay.
For the group that was told they had until January 1st of 2011, 8% started the process, and only 4% completed. That's a massive difference for 1 day, but of course it's not 1 day, because what's happening is, in their minds, the first group is putting it into this box, that they have to get it done by the end of this year, which their brain is processing that as the near future. The other group thinks in their brains that they have until next year to do it.
Right.
So their brain is processing it that that's the far future. It's not a linear thing at all. And we've noticed that people do this sort of things where, if something is 100 miles away but it's in a different state, then that's considered far away.
Right.
But if it's 120 miles away but it's in the same state, then that's considered close.
Right.
So our brains categorize these things in boxes, and they're not necessarily totally rational. As far as procrastination goes, of course, the lesson here is obvious. If you tell yourself that the deadline is the end of the month, you're going to be more likely to get things done and less likely to procrastinate than if you say it's the first of next month.
Right.
And this is one of those things that I'd already sort of noticed about my own behavior, and it really bothered me. If something was next month, even if it was like on the 2nd of the month, I would think of it as being far away.
Right.
And then I would think to myself, Lauren, it's only 7 days away.
Right.
But I would still think of it as being far away. And I think that if we can understand this kind of stuff and how it works, and not just that it affects our behavior, but it has a huge effect on our behavior, it can really help us. The one final thing I want to bring up is that investors oftentimes play these games with boxes with their money.
Right.
Like, this money is in this box, this money is in this box, and this money is in this box. In reality, all of your money is one box.
Right.
And if you can think of it that way, you'll be a much more successful investor. And in order to defeat procrastination, one of the things that most of us have noticed is we need deadlines. And the other thing that this study shows is we need to be shrewd about how we set up those deadlines.
Right, yeah, makes sense. I noticed that really there's a huge difference between our clients that are in the process of financial planning versus getting their taxes done.
Right.
Because the IRS puts a deadline to get the taxes
right.
done. But for the financial planning, people tend to keep putting it off.
Yep.
Even as simple as getting a will done or something like that.
Yes.
I think if people wrote it down, maybe put it on the calendar and said it has to be done by the end of this month, they'd probably get a lot more done.
That's exactly right.
All right. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Erickson TV. We'll see you next time. Bye now.
See you next time.